Hi, this is Ron Darling.
This is Skip Lockwood.
Hi, I'm Ron Swoboda of the 69 New York Mets, and you're listening to MetsMusings with Gary Mack.
Now it's time for some New York Mets baseball talk. Here's Gary Mack bringing you the latest news and analysis from Mets Nation and the world of baseball on another edition of MetsMusings.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of MetsMusings. I hope you all had a good week. Well, our Metsies just completed a homestand, a 6-game homestand. It was a solid homestand. They finished with a 4-2 record. They took 2 out of 3 against the Central Division leading Chicago Cubs, including a dominant 7-2 win and a 6-2 victory. They dropped a close game 6-5 in the middle game of that series, and Brett Baty drove in all 5 of the Mets runs in that game, and he's gaining some confidence now, Brett Baty, and perhaps he'll go on a tear. That'll be very nice to see. He actually homered 4 times in this homestand. Against the Pirates, who came into town after the Cubbies, the Mets won the first 2 games, 4-3 and 2-1. Pete Alonso drove in the winner in the first game with a sacrifice fly in the bottom of the 9th. And Brett Baty, solo home run in the 7th, was a difference in Game 2 as the Mets took the first 2 against the Pirates. They were shut out in the final game 4-0. Overall, the Mets showed a strong performance in a homestand. They struggled offensively at times. As I said, Baty drove in 5 runs by himself in one game. Nobody else did anything. The 2 close wins against the Pirates came as a walk-off sacrifice fly by Alonso in Game 1. Game 2, again, 2-1 on a Brett Baty solo home run in the 7th inning. So the offense is still struggling a little bit, and they're going to have to get that. It's like feast or famine. It's terrific or it's not. And right now it could go either way. Thankfully, the pitching has been on spot. The bullpen is showing a little bit of cracks here and there, but they've been holding their own for the most part. The starting rotation, same thing. Clay Holmes had a tough outing the other day, but they are leading the league in ERA, team ERA, so you can't really complain about the job that the starting pitching staff has done so far in this season. So next up is the Subway Series, the Yankees and the Mets. The Mets will travel to Bronx. It is a road game for them. Then they'll go on to Boston for 3 games, and then they will be back home. And now let's take a look at the injury with our injury update. Paul Blackburn struggled Sunday in his 3rd rehab outing in Syracuse. The 31-year-old allowed 3 earned runs over 3 innings pitched as he aims to come back from knee inflammation. He is set to stretch out to around 75 pitches Friday for Double-A Binghamton, with 1 more rehab start to follow. This could be a good move because they could put him in. As of I think the first week of June, they're going to really need 6 starters. So Blackburn could be one of those guys. Or they could use a Tidwell or a relief game in one of them. But it would make sense if they stretch out Blackburn now. He will be available to start when they need a 6th starter. Also, he could be the long man out of the bullpen, so they're going to keep him stretched out as best as possible, and why not do it down in the minors? Mets left-hander Sean Manaea continues to progress well from his right oblique strain after experiencing discomfort while ramping up throwing that caused him to be shut down for 2 weeks. He's back throwing, and he threw off the mound for the first time in his recovery process, getting up to 15 pitches. Manager Carlos Mendoza told the Mets reporters before Monday's game against the Mets and the Pirates that he's coming along, and they are optimistic about him meeting the timetable for late June, maybe early July. Same thing holds true with Frankie Montas, though he might be a tad ahead of Minaya. So we'll have to see, continuing to see how the saga of the injuries and the recoveries go about. And in other news, the Mets acquired lefty reliever Jose Castillo from the Diamondbacks for cash. New York designated righty Heaven Herget for assignment to create a spot on the 40-man roster. Arizona had designated Castillo for assignment on Monday. So the Mets pick up another lefty. They'll put him, probably he'll go to Syracuse until he can, get some action in, and then they'll see if they feel they need a lefty in the bullpen. They'll call him up. These are all moves that are made to essentially back up the Major League roster and to have the players available in case, God forbid, something goes wrong. So far, everything is held together, and that's all we asked for. We had said at the beginning of the season, if this pitching staff and bullpen could hold together and keep this team floating above water until these reinforcements can come back either in the second half or a little bit before the second half of the season, this team would be in good shape. And so far, that's exactly what's happened. In fact, they've done better than projected, and they've really, the team has played very well, consistently having the best record or tied for the best record in baseball. And it's just been an awesome season to see. So next couple series will be, especially this series is always one you want to see, the Subway Series. We're going to have a review of that later on in the show. But Mets have played some good ball. Just got to get more consistent on offense. All right, let's take a quick break, and we'll come back right after this.
Baseball and BBQ, your place for interesting baseball talk, opinions, and history.
Baseball and BBQ, your place for barbecue recipes, tips, and interviews from the world of barbecue. If you like baseball and if you like barbecue, then tune in to Baseball and BBQ. Find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and BaseballTalkRadio.com.
Okay, we're back, and now it's time to go down on the farm. And we're looking first at Binghamton as Mets prospects Jonah Tong and TJ Shook completed a combined 7-inning perfect game for the Binghamton Rumble Ponies last Saturday afternoon. It was a doubleheader, that's why it was only 7 innings, with the Ponies winning 6-0 over the Reading Fightin' Phils. The Rumble's pitcher Jonah Tong was named Eastern League pitcher of the week based on that, while first baseman Ryan Clifford was named Eastern League Player of the Week. So congratulations to those two guys. This is Tong's second weekly award. The Mets' number 6 prospect pitched 6 2/3 perfect innings, which was the first in the franchise's 33-year history. Mets number 4 prospect Ryan Clifford was batting .474 and had 3 home runs and 9 RBI while helping the Ponies in 2 come-from-behind victories. Nolan McLean was excellent in his first start at AAA Syracuse, striking out 7 over 7 scoreless innings to pick up where he left off at AA Binghamton. His next start, not so good. McLean allowed 4 runs on 5 hits while striking out 4. The biggest issue for McLean on Thursday, that was last night, was his command. He walked 6 batters and allowed 2 home runs. So McLean struggled a little bit last night, but he's been pitching so well that you're going to get a bump in the road every now and then. And he got it last night. And actually, they were in this game, Binghamton, pretty much all the way. So 4 runs was a lot to give up, but he managed to keep it down and keep them in the game. Coming off one of his worst outings since being promoted to AA Binghamton, Zach Thornton delivered one of the best performances of his professional career. The 23-year-old southpaw tossed 7 shutout innings, allowing just 3 hits and no walks. Another guy that's coming up the ladder. Zach Thornton, he was pitching very well for Brooklyn. They promoted him to Binghamton and had a terrific performance the other night. Eli Serrano and Carson Bange continue their hot hitting with the Cyclones, and these guys have just been tearing it up for the Brooklyn Nine. So go out and check out the Cyclones. They've got a good team with Serrano and Benj and Mercado and who's the other? Barrow and just Rayma, another guy that's been hitting like holy cow. He's been on fire as well. So go check them out, the Cyclones. They are playing some good baseball right now, and they are currently home. All right, let's take a look at the standings. Syracuse is 18-24. They are currently in 7th place in their division, and they are 12 games behind the first place team. Binghamton is 20-15. They are in 3rd place, half a game back of their division leader. Brooklyn is 23-12, also in 3rd place, and they are a game and a half back. St. Lucie is 19-17. They are in 1st place in their division, and the Florida Complex League Mets are 2-5. They are in last place, and they are 3.5 games. Take a look at the upcoming Mets-Yankees series. Let's take a look at the Yankees. We know that they've got a great powerhouse lineup. The Yankees' offense, always formidable. Aaron Judge, of course, he's delivering another MVP caliber season. He's leading the MLB with a .396 batting average. He's got the league best WAR at 3.6. And new additions Paul Goldschmidt and Cody Bellinger have seamlessly integrated into the lineup, providing a veteran presence and offensive production. Emerging talent Ben Rice is making a significant impact, boasting a .260 batting average with 9 home runs and a .937 OPS in just 123 at-bats. As far as their defense goes, it's solid, but it could use some improvements. Defensively, the Yankees are performing adequately, though there's always room for improvement. The catching duo of Austin Wells and Jose Trevino excels in pitch framing, leading the majors in this category, which has been instrumental in supporting the pitching staff. However, the team is exploring options to bolster the infield. The pitching, it's been, again, this is the kind of the same case as with the Mets. It's been pretty decent amidst adversity. The pitching staff has demonstrated resilience despite injuries to key players. Don't forget they lost Garrett Cole to Tommy John surgery early in the year. But free agent acquisition Max Fried has emerged as the ace, leading the league with the best ERA. Clark Schmidt and rookie Will Warren have provided depth and stability to the rotation. So that's what the Mets have to look forward to. And a couple of things to watch is the crowd reaction to Juan Soto, of course. Soto played last year for the Yankees. Now this year he's with the Mets. He signed with the Mets, did not re-sign with the Yankees. So we have to see how the crowd reacts to him when he comes up to bat. And again, the pitching is what we'll have to watch as well. Now, the probable pitches versus the Yankees are Tyler McGill, who's 3-3, versus Carlos Rodon, who's 4-3. That's the Friday night game, weather permitting. Griffin Canning goes on Saturday. He is 5-1. He's going against Clark Schmidt, who is 1-1 on the season. And looks like a terrific matchup for Sunday's game. David Peterson, who's 2-2, versus Max Fried, who is 6-0 for the Yankees. So that'll be a big game to watch to see if they can handle Fried at all as he goes against them on Sunday. We're hoping maybe they could avoid him, but no such luck as he'll be pitching on Sunday. And that's our recap and our scouting report on the New York Yankees. So that's going to wrap it up for this week's show. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope if you're watching on YouTube or Rumble, you'll leave a comment below and hit the like or subscribe button, whatever it is, on either app. And don't forget, the audio version is available on all podcast apps. However you get it, we are there. And so, until next time, this is Gary Mack saying keep the faith, stay optimistic, and let's go Mets. And I'll see you next time on another edition of Mets Musings.